Welcome. Before we begin, I ask you not just to listen to the words I am speaking, but also to notice the quiet space between the words. Feel how my voice rises, falls, and disappears. Notice that even when my voice fades away, something in you is still here, watching and listening. That silent part of you is your true self. It is not made of words or thoughts. It is the pure awareness that sees and hears everything. If you can feel that quiet space even a little, you are already waking up to the truth that has always been inside you. You are not your thoughts, your feelings, or your story. You are the open space where all of these things come and go. The ego is always busy. It wants to label everything, explain everything, and control everything. It tells you stories about the past and worries about the future. It makes you believe that you must fix yourself, improve yourself, or become something different to be happy. But the ego is like a river that never stops flowing. You can never find peace by following it because it will always pull you into the next thing and the next. True freedom is not something you have to chase. It is already here, hidden between the thoughts. It is the silent place where nothing needs to be changed because everything is already complete. Many people spend their lives looking for freedom outside of themselves. They look for it in relationships, money, success, knowledge. They believe that if they just find the right thing, they will finally feel whole. But every time they reach what they wanted, the ego quickly moves the goal. It says now you need something more. So the search never ends. But in the space between thoughts, the search stops by itself. You realize you are already enough. You are already home. You do not need anything extra to be what you truly are. If you are willing to pause, even for a few seconds, and let a thought end without chasing the next one, something amazing happens. You fall into a stillness that feels open and free. At first, it might feel strange. The ego will try to pull you back, telling you that you must think, plan, and fix. But ask yourself, has following the ego ever brought you true peace? Has it ever ended your search for good? Or has it only made you more tired and confused? When you allow yourself to rest in the space between thoughts, you see a beautiful truth. You are not the one who is searching. You are the space in which the search appears. You are not the one who needs saving. You are the quiet presence in which the idea of needing to be saved comes and goes. You are not the broken one. You are the whole awareness in which ideas of brokenness rise and fall like waves in the ocean. You are not a small person trying to reach heaven. You are the heaven you have been trying to find. The space between thoughts is not empty. It is full of quiet peace, soft love, and deep wisdom. It is alive, not dead. It shines with a light that needs no words. When you rest there, you find a deeper kind of knowing, not the kind you learn from books or teachers, but the kind you feel deep inside your heart. Life itself starts to move through you naturally, like a river flowing to the sea without effort. You do not need to silence the ego by force. You do not need to fight your thoughts. All you need to do is shift your attention away from the noise and notice the space behind it. It is always there, quietly holding everything, like the sky holding clouds or the ground holding footsteps. The space is always untouched by whatever passes through. As you listen now, thoughts may come and go. Feelings may rise and fall. Memories may appear like old photos in your mind. But none of these are you. You are the awareness that notices all of them. You are the one who never changes. This seeing is not something you must create. It is what you already are. You are the seeing itself, the quiet knowing that was here before you had a name and will still be here after all names are gone. Resting in the space between thoughts brings a kind of peace that the world cannot give and cannot take away. You no longer need to chase after happiness, because happiness is your natural state when you are not tangled in thoughts. You no longer need to force life to happen a certain way, because you trust the natural unfolding of things. Life becomes a beautiful dance, and you are both the dancer and the dance. So when life feels heavy or the ego feels noisy, turn inward. Not with effort, not with force, but with soft curiosity. Notice the breath. Notice the silence between two words. Notice the space between two thoughts. Rest there, even for one breath, one moment. In that moment, you will taste the peace you have been looking for your whole life. The space between thoughts is not another thing to chase. It is the home you never truly left. It is the stillness that holds you even when you forget. It is the love that never stops even when you feel lost. Living from this space does not mean you stop living. It means you live fully, with an open heart, without fear. You move through the world lightly, not needing to grab or hold on to anything. Yet if you try to hold on to this space, it slips away. Freedom does not come through trying harder. It comes when you stop trying and simply allow yourself to be. The ego always wants to control, even control spiritual awakening. But true freedom comes when you let go of even the idea of awakening. When you rest as what you already are, every moment is a doorway back home. The song of a bird, the feeling of wind on your skin, the silence between two breaths, all of these are invitations to remember. Life is always whispering to you in the language of presence, not through complicated thoughts, but through simple being. Even pain and sorrow are not enemies when seen from awareness. They too are visitors in the open space of your being. You do not need to push them away or hold on to them. You can let them come and let them go. You can watch them rise and fall like waves. They do not define you. They do not change what you are. The invitation is simple: to live from the quiet space that watches everything come and go. To move through the world like a wave moves through the ocean, never separate, never lost. To know that you are not the passing wave, but the deep ocean itself. The world will continue to change. People will come and go. Your body will grow and age. But the silent awareness that you are will not change. It will stay steady like the deep sea beneath the moving waves. When you rest there, you will not fear change anymore, because you know the part of you that does not change. From this place, love will flow from you naturally. You will see yourself in everyone. You will love not because you need something, but because love is what you are. Your love will not try to hold or control. It will simply shine like the sun shines, asking for nothing in return. So I leave you not with answers, but with an invitation. Look for yourself. Notice the space between the words I speak. Notice the space between your own thoughts. Rest there. Trust it. Live from it. In that space beyond fear, beyond striving, beyond ideas of self, you will find what has always been true. You are already free. There is no need to escape from your thoughts. They are not your enemy. They are only movements inside the mind, like ripples on the surface of a lake. They are natural. The trouble begins when the ego clings to these ripples and says, "This is me. This is who I am." But when you stay with the space behind the ripples, you realize, I am not the ripple. I am the whole lake. I am not just the movement. I am the deep stillness underneath. Every thought is born out of silence, lives for a moment, and then falls back into silence. Have you noticed? A thought appears without you forcing it, and it disappears without you killing it. So why try to fight? Why try to control? Simply rest as the silence from which all things rise and fall. In that resting, there is no effort, no struggle, only natural peace. You have never been separate from this peace. Even when you were caught in storms of fear or sadness, the silent space inside you was still untouched. It watched, patiently, lovingly, without judgment. It waited for you to notice it again. And every time you return to it, it welcomes you home without a word. People think awakening is a huge event, like fireworks in the sky. But true awakening is simple. It is noticing what has always been here. It is seeing that the space between thoughts has never been missing, only overlooked. It is feeling your own being soft and open, without trying to make it into something else. You cannot find yourself by thinking about yourself. You cannot discover who you are by adding more ideas, more beliefs. The ego will try, of course. It will create a new image, a new story. Now I am spiritual, it will say. But who you really are is not a story. It is not an image. It is the open space that existed before any image was born. Sit quietly sometime and listen not to the noise, but to the silence that holds the noise. Feel the space around sounds, around movements, around even your own breathing. That silent space is closer to you than any thought. It is your truest home. When you live from the space between thoughts, you do not become passive. You still act, you still create, you still feel joy and sorrow, but you are no longer lost inside the waves. You act without being attached. You love without being afraid. You live with a deep trust that life is carrying you, even when you do not know where it is taking you. This is true freedom. Not the freedom to get everything you want, but the freedom to know you are already everything you need. The freedom to be at peace in the middle of chaos. The freedom to rest even while the world keeps moving. It is the quiet, simple freedom that was never missing, only waiting for you to notice.